where especially a lot of people in my Photoshop classes, that's where they go to ask questions and learn Photoshop and get tips and tricks and all that stuff. And it's nice because we're all live. Especially a lot of people in my book.
Okay, and we are live on our YouTube as well, so I'll drop a link in the chat for that.
Okay.
Um, let's see. Let's
Just
go
a
ahead.
heads up, but to let you know, Anita, YouTube is kind of down right now, so you might see some weird activity.
I noticed that earlier on my drive home, but I am seeing it. So at least it's recording, so it'll be in the queue for later on if folks do want to come back and watch it.
I'm gonna drop my Twitch channel into the chat box just in case. We are also live on Twitch. If anybody has problems with any, YouTube or anything, they can go directly there and watch the presentation.
Okay, and I just dropped in the YouTube link as well.
Okay.
And we got a few more folks coming in, so
Okay,
glad to have
cool,
everybody joining
cool.
in. Let's see. Okay, so just saying welcome to everybody that's coming in. We had a few more folks joining. We are just getting started. This is LA Web Professionals. This is the February 2026 meeting. Can't believe we are already this far in. Before we know it, it's going to be the end of the year, or at least it feels like it already. But tonight we have Stephen Burns joining us. And Stephen is a good friend of LA Web Professionals Group. He is a digital artist and author of books on being creative with your digital tools. He's an Adobe education leader and has been for, I think you're going on, what, 10 years now or something like that?
I think so, maybe more.
And he's also an Adobe community expert, and he's taught digital creativity internationally. He's an instructor with Golden West College and Santa Monica College and Coast College and the Studio Arts of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And he's also, he's worked as a pro artist for, and I never say this right, Wacom. And he is also president of the Photoshop Users Group on Facebook, which is currently the largest Adobe Photo users group in the country.
And also the president of the Blender 3Ds group for those who are in the 3D.
Absolutely, absolutely. And he's also a guest writer for several magazines, including Photoshop User Magazine. And he has quite a few books that we're going to drop links in the chat as well. But at this point, I would love to have everybody welcome Stephen to the floor. Stephen, the floor is yours. Thank you for joining us.
All right, cool. Well, gosh, this is great. New year. Thank you, Daniel and Anissa, for inviting me back again. It's great to see everybody here. Okay, so my website is right here. I'm going to drop that link into the chat box for both you guys as well as my Twitch channel. So I got two channels to pay attention to here. All right, and that way you can go and see what I do as an artist. The website is new, brand spanking new. I am developing a store right now in the site where if anybody's interested in purchasing artwork for their walls or their business, they can do so. So Webmaster is currently working on it now so that everything will be you can purchase anything on the site. In addition to being an instructor at colleges, I've been teaching a long time. I started at my first job as a teacher was at UCSD a long time ago in the 90s and taught there for 11 years. Taught the advanced darkroom classes, which was working with artists and students that used the 4x5 camera. And we used black and white film for a lot of that. And that progressed toward outdoor workshops at UCSD and did some Photoshop classes there right before I left. That transitioned to Palomar College and in San Marcos here in San Diego. Taught there for about 3 years. That transitioned to Irvine Valley College. That transitioned to Golden West College, which is where I'm still there now, and Coastline, and then Studio Arts. Let me share with you what Studio Arts is. Studio Arts is a training institution. So this is their website. I'm going to give you the link. So for anybody who's interested in checking it out, you're welcome to go check it out. So basically, Studio Arts um, deals with people who are veterans in the movie industry and just in the effects industry. So if they a lot of these people have been in the industry for 10 or more years and they need to retrain themselves. So a lot of I'm the lead Blender 3D instructor there. So I get a lot of people who are trained in Maya. If you ever heard of Maya, it's one of the industry standard 3D programs. I Blender is quickly taking over that market. Blender is free and it's open source and it's revolutionized digital artistry, 3D and otherwise. So keep your eyes open for that. So I retrain those people into the Blender world. Um, so yeah, so go there. They have all types of classes. If you go to the if I'm going to go here to the winter classes, they've got After Effects classes, they've got AI and filming, AI script writing. It's really getting into the AI thing because that's really going to be getting highly involved in the industry as a whole. You can see my Blender 101 classes there, DaVinci Resolve, Illustrator, Unreal Engine. So anybody, and this is all done online through Zoom, and just like we're doing now. Photoshop classes, they have a variety of stuff. So just check that out. I want to kind of give it a little shout out to them. Um, all right, so let's go play.
And while you're
Oh,
pulling up your information, do you prefer our participants to raise hand or save their questions until a certain point?
no,
What's your preference?
just shout out your question.
Okay, and we'll keep them brief, but we'll keep them moving because we'll go
Yeah,
until 7:15 this evening.
okay, all right.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
no worries. I'll keep it moving. And yeah, just go on and just ask your questions. I like the interaction. I like people getting involved. All right. So here we go. I've given you the link for Discord, so I'm going to go close that on out. This is what we did last time. I can't remember if it was your group or some other group that I did a presentation for, but this is something that we use some of the current AI tools when it first came out in Photoshop. Um, so I call today's presentation AI workflow for the pros because I'm going to create the way that I would professionally create. And um, admit, yes, okay, good, great.
Yeah, I'll
So,
do that for you. You can.
oh, okay, sure, no
Uh-huh.
worries. Let me kind of turn that off. So AI, there's a lot of this. There's still a lot of fear with AI. Um, if you don't understand your craft, then you should be afraid. AI, the way that I see it, is a calculator. It's an imagination or an ideas calculator. It gives you ideas for something that maybe you never thought of before. But you need those skill sets, true skill sets in your craft to really use AI to its fullest of its capabilities. So what I want to share today is the ability to use my skill sets and allow AI to assist me along the way. And Adobe has produced some nice little AI integration tools into Photoshop, and I'm going to use some of those. But the spirit of today's meeting is to show that the idea here is it's about my input is the most important, not the AI input. Okay. So it's natural that most of us will use AI to do most of our creation. Um, I think most of the creation should come from the artist, from your skills. And you should never stop improving your skills and whatever that may be. Drawing, painting, photography, sculpting, whatever that skill is you should always keep up on that skill set and allow AI to just assist you with ideas or concepts, right? Okay, so this image that you're looking at now is something we relied solely on AI to create. There wasn't much of my skill set that was involved here. And this was when AI first came out for Photoshop, and we just had a lot of fun going in there and playing around with prompts and seeing what it would produce for us. Now we're going to use our skill sets today. Okay. And let's go get started. So let me go back, and I'm going to close this one out real quick. Don't save it. All right. So this is a photograph, something I took when I was in Boston, and I want to create something very, very different as an end result to what we have here. So I'm going to kind of talk it through as to what I intend to do, and then I'm going to go change stuff. All right. I'll use some painting and some drawing techniques. I'll use some compositing techniques. I'll use some effects techniques to create something unique. What am I going to create? I don't know. I'm just going to let it flow and see what happens. First of all, I want to deal with some of the shadow details here. And so I'm going to go, let's kind of get our image here. I'm going to go duplicate my layer. I'm Command or Control J. Everybody knows that. All right, let's bring up the properties. Let's bring this on down, and let's go ahead and start working. I'm not going to make this a smart object for a reason. We'll explain that in just a little bit. I'm going to go into Adobe Camera Raw and just make some improvements to my shaded areas here. So the shortcut on the keyboard is Control or Command Shift A, or you're going to come up here to Filter, Camera Raw Filter, Shift Control A, all right, or Shift Command A. All right, so there's our filter. I'm going to quickly make some adjustments to my shadows. I want to bring some detail in these areas real quick. And why am I doing this? Because I want those details to start making suggestions to my subconscious, my imagination as to where this can go and what it can be. And if it's all blocked up with a lot of shadow details, that's going to make it harder for me as an artist to kind of, to produce the best content that I can. So I brought up my shadow details. I might bring down the highlights a little bit. So add a little more detail, see what it looks like. I'm thinking, okay, yeah, I could second add a little more detail in some of the highlight areas. And I think I might go to the blacks here and just pull them up a little bit, just add a little more, open up those shadows just a little bit. Now I need to bring back my shadow details. I'm going to use something called dehaze. So dehaze is either going to give you haze or it's going to dehaze it. Get rid of the haze. There, it's bringing up a lot more sharper details in these shadow areas. So if I go on and get in close, you can see that's looking a lot better, a lot more detail. All right, maybe I'm going to do a post-apocalyptic scene. I'm not sure what this is going to be, but I'm just going to talk it over and then just create. All right, I'm going to click OK, and I've got it there. If I see a comparison before and after, okay. So this is not a photo, improvement presentation today. This is about how to create something different using AI. All right, so the first thing I'm thinking of is I'm liking a whole lot what's going on back here in the background, but I do not want to keep this building. I think I want to get rid of that building in the background. So let's go ahead and grab my quick selection tool real quick and just kind of just select that area back here. Make the brush smaller so that I can get a little more control of my selection. You can see my little context, my contextual taskbar is popping up everywhere, so that's okay. I want to kind of zoom in a little close and get in here, make the brush a little smaller, and just select the rest of these areas here. Make it a little smaller so I can control this a little better. There we are. And I'm also going to go all the way down to the ground. Okay, I don't want the building selected. Alt key or Option. Pull this on out real quick. That looks good. All right, let me kind of get in close to this building, see what I'm doing. Hold the Option key will take it away. It's a painting tool, but this tool is kind of using an AI algorithm to learn. It's trying to figure out exactly what you want to select and what you don't want to be selected. We got a little building there, so I will just hold the Alt or Option key, paint that back out. And real quick, okay. So everybody should know how to use that tool already. Pull this on up. And let's go and get the rest of this building there. We're almost there. We're almost done. Alt, grab this here. And Alt, grab this. Oh, a little too much. That's all right. We can go back because the tool's trying to learn. Okay, there we go. So that's all done. So Command 0, pop it to full view. Let's just pull this on down to the bottom. And I'm going to get rid of this one. I'm going to hit the delete key and delete all that content. If I turn off the layer below, that's what I've done. So the reason I've done so is because I'm thinking I can add some other background back there to add to to this imaginative piece. All right, so that one's done. So what I want to do next is let's separate this building in the back. This will be a pretty easy one. So I'm gonna hit my L key for the lasso tool. And if I hit the Shift L, I can go over here to my polygonal lasso tool, Command and Control D, because I want to take this building out. And since it's going to be mostly straight edges all around the edge, around the outline, I'm going to take this on over, bring it all the way down to the ground. All the way to the ground. Bring that on up. I'm all done. Almost. Let me kind of bring that to there. 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 And there. Okay. Now, Command or Control X, cut it out. Command or Control V, put it back in. All right. So I'm using my imagination. V key for the move tool, and I'm placing everything under layers. Even when you're dealing with a straight photograph, you always put your important elements on their own layer. Now I'm going to place the layer underneath it because I want to, I might want to move it around or enlarge it, and I want to have some ability to hide it behind the foreground subject like this. Okay, so all ready to go. Now, first thing I want to do, I'm noticing I want to get rid of is all these cars in the scene. Definitely want to get rid of the cars. So let's go ahead and use some AI tools for that. So I've got the remove brush. Right over here, you see the little brush symbol with the little stars next to it, which is telling you those are AI features. And if I come over to the right, it says remove tool. If I select the remove tool, I want to make sure I sample all of my layers. And you can choose not to use remove after each stroke if you like. I like to keep it on because it's kind of fun watching the magic. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to start with the cars in the back. I'm going to paint these right here and then release the tool and sit back and relax and watch it. It gets faster as you start to work. It's almost there. It's almost done. And let it finish up, and there we go. Okay, so let's see, remove after each stroke, create a new layer, which is exactly what it did. So it created a new layer before and after. Now, I didn't do exactly what I expected it to do. That's okay. Let's go and let's do this. Let's go to the actual layer that we had here. I'm gonna go to the top here. The problem is I was in the wrong layer. I was underneath it, so I'm gonna delete it. Okay. Now go to this layer above, silly me, and just paint the cars out. And we'll do this again. Always got a layer positioning, and paying attention to layer positioning is really important, which is what we learned in my the beginning Photoshop class. And there we go, cars be gone. All right, let's go over here and select this. You get this little purple outline. I didn't mean to select, I wanted to select the whole thing, but I let up on my Wacom stylus too quickly, accidentally. There we go. Now got those there. Let's go ahead and get those out of the way. And because I'm thinking, hey, let's get rid of these cars. It's doing a great job so far. I want to get rid of these cars. Going to paint. Don't let go of my Wacom tablet accidentally again. And we'll get all this over here and release and sit back and relax. Let it do its thinking. Be patient. Perfect. All right, cool. Now, here's what I'm thinking. What if I turn these streets into a riverbed coming right down the middle? All right. But first, I want to get rid of some other stuff. I want to get rid of this light. This light here is annoying to me. So I'm going to use that remove tool, grab all of this, and sit back and relax. It's going to do its thing. It's got to be a little patient. And what I'm going to start to do now is I'm going to start to merge layers together. So as you can see, after each stroke, it put everything onto its own layer so that you can always go back to it if you need to. I don't need to. So just
Stephen,
yes,
question for you. When you remove the cars on the left,
yes.
yeah, it took out the parking meters too, and it looks like we got meters on the right. If you wanted to lose the meters but keep the cars, or vice versa,
Yeah.
do you think that would have turned into a nightmare?
Well, no. I mean, you have to remember when I selected the cars on the left, it probably included some of the meters in the process. So that's why I got rid of them. Here the cars were below the meters, so the AI tool never saw the meters. So whatever you see selected in that purple outline, that is what the AI tool is going to honor. It will not go beyond that. So think of that as a type of a selection tool. Remember my beginning
Yeah,
Photoshop class that you took, or the intermediate class you took? The key to
yeah.
mastering
So
the key to mastering Photoshop is mastering selections.
if I want to lose the meters, then I get a really, really small brush
Well,
and
watch me. Watch me.
paint them out.
I'm getting ready to do it now.
Okay,
We got
okay.
some signs here, right? See these little cute little signs here?
Yeah.
Oh, darn it. I accidentally tapped that. I didn't mean to do that.
Oh boy, what's that going to do?
See, that's what happens when you start talking to me while I'm working. There we go. Now I'm going to just press light. Let's see what's going on here. Let me cancel that there and do this again. Let's merge these together first. Top layer, this one here, right click, and merge layers together. All right.
And Stephen, real quick, Hannah
Yeah,
added a quick comment. She said, make a smart object so it's still available. Or is that something that you would do to those combined layers?
yes, you could. I could make a smart object. The reason, Hannah, that I'm not doing it is just to reserve memory. Why? And I'm going to say this that as an instructor, because we're on Zoom and I'm also
Oh,
using
yeah.
StreamYard, and
Yeah.
it messes with your graphics card. Is eating so much graphics processes that if I start smart objecting everything, I'm going to have problems. So
Right.
for you, when
She
you're work,
agreed.
right,
But for
yeah,
real life, yeah.
for your personal workflow, go to Smart Object. I
Yeah.
agree, and I do that. But when I'm doing teaching, I will explain that this is why I'm doing this, because Zoom screws you up bad. All right, so I'm going to
Thanks
bring
for
this.
that, Hannah.
Thanks, good question. So I'm gonna come over here. Here's the little, see that one little sign right there? I'm gonna sit back. It's a patience game, all right? You got to be patient. When you're creating your artwork, You got to learn to relax and just see. See, gone. It did a great job. If I press light, I get a small brush. If I press harder, the brush grows in size. If I press light again, I'm using the Wacom tablet, right? You want to work like a painter. I'm just going to.
So hypothetically, if I wanted to remove the cars and keep the meters, I'd carefully select the edges of the cars, and then it
That's
would know to
right.
fill the meters back in.
That's exactly right. I'm just going to quickly do this one and maybe that last one back there, and then we'll call it quits on this one. Then we'll go and start creating everything else. All right, so this one, we'll go to this one back here, all the way down. A lot of this is probably going to get covered up with some of the technique I'm going to do later on, so I'm not going to stress out about it so much. So the idea is that your imagination and your skills is what's important. It's not AI. We have to get that out of our heads that AI is a thing. It's not. It's you. You're the artist. You're the one that creates. Okay. Where can we go from here? Now, I can do one of two things. I can go ahead and tell AI to bring me a river in here, or I can make a little bit of a cavern, like a little of a cliff coming down to sides of the road, and at the bottom of the cliff will be the river.
It's interesting. I'm totally picturing the water coming from that
Right.
insert that actually the building on the far left where
Yeah.
that inserted area is dipping down. No, move to your left a little bit.
Okay, over here.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, and up a little bit. That area, like using that as a
Oh,
waterfall.
well, let's see. Let's see. What do I have here? I'm in Bridge, and this is the folder where I'm going to use all these images to create what I need to create. And if I remember correctly, I had a waterfall in here. I had a waterfall. I know I did. Now I can't find it. Where's my waterfall? See,
If you don't
I'll
find
go
it, it's
find it.
okay.
I'll
It's just a
find
neat
it.
idea.
But it doesn't matter. I can probably select it and say, give me a waterfall in AI.
Right, right.
All right. So
And Bradley made a great comment. He said, "You are the puppeteer, and AI is the puppet."
that's exactly
That's
correct.
awesome.
All right, so let's go merge all these layers together. So again, Hannah, I'm merging them together because AI, because of the damn Zoom thing. So I'm gonna go over here. I'm left clicking and then I'm sorry, right clicking and then merge the layers together. There. Okay. Now I'm gonna save this one, Control Shift S inside my tutorials folder, workflow number 3, because I was playing around with some other ideas earlier on this imagery there. Okay, so let's go play. Let's go ahead and let's make a little bit of a cliff here. Okay, all the way down. Now the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of use my imagination. I'm gonna paint what I think the cliff should look like, and I'm gonna make a brand new layer right above up here. I have a little special brush I like to use. It's a texture brush. I'm going to hit the B key for my brush, right click, and I've got it right there. And what this brush is if I pull it apart, that's not what it. I want to go to brush tip shape and pull it apart. There we go. That's the brush right there. That's all that is. And I've got it pushed together where I'm using the tilt, to turn my brush in any direction that I need as I'm painting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start right back here and I'm going to follow this outline. So now I could cut out the road and bring in, the cliff. I don't think it's going to be totally necessary. And you know what? Just for technique purposes, let's just do that. And I can quickly do that. So here's my layer here. I'm going to go to my quick selection tool and just there it is, all done. It did a good job. So I'm going to just select the rest of that right there. That's good. Now I'm going to cut it out. So let's do Control X and then Control V just in case I change my mind, I'm just going to turn off that layer. I'm going to put it underneath. Okay, so and I'm going to make a new layer right above that, and I'm going to start to paint. So with that brush, go right over to here, hit the B key for the brush. I think I'll use black, hit the D key for the black. I've got pressure sensitivity. I'm going to start right up here. And I'm going to just kind of go along the edge, and I'm underneath it so I can be sloppy, right? So I'm underneath it. So this is going to be my little cliff area in here. I'm going to push this here and start to kind of like just lay down. And I'm honoring the rules of perspective. Okay, I'm honoring the rules of perspective. So this dark area is where I'm going to lay down some of this new texture. So as you come forward, things get larger. See, even my walking pen is behaving kind of badly right now because of zoom. All right, so I'm going to pull it here. Things come forward, things get larger. As we go further back, things will get smaller. So I adjust the size of my brush coming right like so. Okay, all done. Mostly. Go to this side now and do the same thing. Kind of bring it here, come to here. As you come forward, it gets a little bit larger. So all I'm doing is creating a template for where the details are going to go. Now I got to start using my imagination. So as I come forward, this is a little closer to the camera, so this is going to be a little larger right in here. Now, if I didn't have zoom, my brush will be moving smooth and fast, but zoom is causing my brush to kind of freeze up a little bit. Okay. Okay, we'll stick to there. Hit the E key for the eraser tool, and if I want to scope this better, I can just, do this. As it goes back further, like that. Okay. All right, now what we're going to do next is let's go ahead and bring in the side details real quick. So Control Alt or Option O to go to bring up bridge. And I've got all types of little textures here I think I can use. Let's see, what have I got here? I think maybe something like this. I can use that wall texture there. I think that could work. Let me go look at another image, and I'm just relaxing and looking at what I've got and see what the possibilities are. Maybe, oh, that won't be better. Yeah, this will be better. Okay, hit enter on the keyboard, bring it on up. Let's just work effectively because we want to conserve memory and just grab it like this, right? We'll just grab it like this for this one. And I'm gonna hit the V key for the move tool, place it on top of the other tab, drop it on in. Oops, what did I just do? See, that's because of zoom's messing up with my pen, but that's all right. Let me bring this on down and reattach that just like that. Okay, I'm gonna go back and do it again. Here, place it to there, bring it, oh, see, that's all right. I'll do this manually. We'll do the copy and paste technique. So we'll just copy Control C. If that's giving you a problem because of zoom, there we go. All right. So we got some texture in here. It's good that it's in the shade because so is this is in the shade. So I want to honor my lighting here. Now I'm gonna take a look at this. I'm gonna bring it on down. Now what I could do is this. Now this is really nice. Well, it could be, it depends on how well you paint the darker area in there. Here is my darker area. My texture's on top of this. I could use it as a clipping path like that. Okay. But the problem is that the opacity of the black area here is also going to affect the opacity of the rock. So I want to make sure that this opacity here is solid. So to ensure it, I'm just going to duplicate the layer. Control J, 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 J. All right. See, I don't know why that did that. So now go to my black, select them all, right click, merge layers. So it's only one layer. Now I'll go ahead and make that a clipping path. See, now you got solid rock. This is a quick little way to kind of do this. So now I can play around with resizing this. So I'm going to go to the rock itself, Command T, again, using my imagination. I'm going to twirl it around, see what it looks like. Ooh, I like that right there. Yeah, okay. Alt key, stretch it. I don't want to stretch like that. No, no, no. I want to hold the Alt and I want to hold the Shift to stretch it like this to make it look like it's going downward like a cliff. Okay, so I made it really long. So I'm going to go back. That's, well, is that too long? That's too long, way too long. All right, we'll just bring it down. So Alt and Shift and just bring it like that. There we go. I think that'll look better. Yep, there we go. That looks much better. And I noticed I can do it on both sides. Cool. All right. That'll help solve some of the problem. Hit Enter key. Now I'm gonna hit save right now because I know Zoom's gonna crash something. All right, now I've got the rock here. Now I'm going to add a little bit of some tonal detail to create more depth here. And that means I'm going to make a new layer just sitting right on top of this rock here. And make a brand new layer. And on top of the rock, I'm going to make it a clipping path to the rock. Okay. And I'm going to hit the B key for the brush. And in this new layer, I'm going to change that to multiply blend mode. Remember, this is all about you being an artist, right? I'm gonna come over here, make sure my opacity is 100%, and I'm gonna start adding a little bit of darker areas because this is gonna be in a shaded area here. I'll add a quick little overlay of dark space. As it gets further in the back, it's probably gonna be a lot darker, especially back in here. And if I want to get the texture, I got to go to smaller brush. Then I got to start adding in, other little crevices like so. Now I'm not going to spend a lot of time doing this because I've got other areas, other things I'm going to add on top of this that's going to affect how I'm going to create these little darker crevices here. Right, so I'm just going to do just a basic bang out job just to get my imagination flowing. That's all we're trying to do is get your imagination going. What are the possibilities? What could I do to this? And be open to doing stuff that's different. So the crevices are getting bigger, so my brush is getting bigger. I can come up in here, bring this to here, bring it down, bring it in here. So we're going to recreate this texture manually by using the paintbrush. Okay, so crevices and cliffs are kind of erratic, and bring this on down. I'm going to go to the top, bring this to here. And a lot of this may not be completely necessary because, again, I may overlay other stuff on top along that edge, so it's not going to matter. But at least it kind of gets my imagination going. Okay, so now what I need to do is this. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to have AI help me with the water. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to come up here. I'm going to take a look at all of this. I've got the black. I'm not going to merge anything yet. I'm going to leave everything exactly the way it is. But I am going to hit Command S and save this right now. Okay. And we're going to select this area in here. So I think I can use that. Let's go grab this. Did I get, make sure I'm in the right layer? Let's see if it's going to do it for me here. No? Okay, fine. Let's see what's going on here. So I tell you what, we'll just do it manually. We're going to go over to hit the Q key on the keyboard. And we're going to get out of this tool, hit the B key for the brush. Paint with black, and we're going to go to quick mask. Make sure my flow is 100%. everything's 100%. And I'm going to just add this here. And I want to make sure I'm on top of everything, by the way. So I'm going to select the top because I want the AI to consider. So I want this to be the water. And I'm using the brush to paint light. Now watch how I paint here because it's going to honor my shape. All right, see that? So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to tell the program to make the water, but I'm going to honor how that water is going to flow up these cliffs. I'm going to go back in here and make it kind of like erratic and jaggy going up through here, because water is always moving in and out of the crevices and around the curves. All right, so once I have those edges there, now I got to paint the rest. Solid. Oops, hit the X key. Let's see what happened. Oh, hit the D key. There we go. Now I want to make it very solid because solid means that whatever you tell the AI engine to do, it will absolutely honor that request. If it's lightly painted, it will partially execute that request using the quick mask tool. Okay, so I think we did a decent job. Hit the X key. I want to kind of pull it off the top of this area there. Hit the X key again. I'm gonna just lightly paint it here, right up there. I'm not sure what it's gonna do, but we'll see. All right, cool. All right, so I made a prompt. It's right here. This is the prompt: a powerful river flowing through a modern urban city with water splashing around the buildings, bridges, and scene. The scene. Wait a minute, is this what I did? I thought I did a. Hold on a second. Let me check. I thought I did a Word file for some reason. I don't see a Word file. Huh, okay. Maybe that's what I did. Okay. So bridges and the scene captures the movements of water, waves, and foam contrasting. Yeah, this is a previous one. Let me show you what I did before. Now I'm going to go to my AI help here. And let me show it to you. This is the one I wanted. It's Serene Calm River. Let me copy that right now and put it into my chat box. Somehow that got deleted. Don't know how. I'll come back to this. We'll bring this over here. Okay, so what this is a program called AI Chat. It's completely free. I could go to ChatGPT, I could go to Gemini, I could go to any, but they all do the same thing. That's what you have to get it through your head, that they're all doing the same thing, right? Some have specialized in certain areas better than others, like Gemini or Nano Banana has the ability to, once it creates your character, it can keep your character and then change color and change texture, change hairstyle while maintaining that character better than most other AI programs. But they all basically do the same thing. Okay. So this one, AI Chat, was nice, and I'll copy the link and share it with you. It's called it's basically deepai.org. I'll grab this out and I'll put it into the chat box for your convenience, and I'll do the same thing for my Twitch people. Okay, cool. And there we go. We have it right there. All right. So now what AI Chat does, if you hit the chat, it'll give you your prompt. So I told it to create a prompt of rushing river moving through a city. And then right afterwards, it gave me the prompt to use right down here. Okay. If I wanted to create an image, and the images are actually very good. If I say image generator, go to image generator, and I'm going to say meatloaf with brown gravy. And there we go. All right. So it gives you these photorealistic images. If you want video, if you want music, if you want voice, if you want photo editor, they're all right there, and it's all free. It's a cool little AI program. So for a food company I was doing work for, I did all their food right here. I kept generating it until I found something that, oh, that's a nice shot. This is all AI generated.
And Stephen, Hannah wants to know what is the PPI that's generated?
In fact, there's something I want to share with you. I left it on my thumb drive on the table here, so give me a hot second. I want to grab it and I want to share it with you. I think you'll find it very interesting.
Hannah, we'll see if we can find out the answer to that question in just a moment.
Okay. The next time, ask me to cook for you meatloaf. It's gonna look better.
It's gonna look better. It's a little yummier.
Yeah. And healthier.
Yeah, Ace says that parsley doesn't look quite right. Is the
Yeah.
stocking supposed to be in the middle?
Yeah.
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 Hasn't
Good.
quite got there yet. It's working its way.
Yeah.
Mm.
I agree with you. I can do better too. I mean, my meatloaf would be a lot better. And I apologize because I thought I had what I wanted to show you on the thumb drive near the table, and I think I left the thumb drive at the client. So, all right, I'll have to share that another time. So anyway, you've got this. You can use any AI that you want. Adobe's got AI built into Photoshop, which is what we are going to use. So, I'm going to go get my abstract here.
And while you're doing that, Hannah had asked what was the PPI or the DPI for the deep AI images that are generated. Does it give you a high quality?
I think it's yeah, they did give a pretty darn good quality on it. I think it's around 2K, somewhere around there.
Okay, good.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, cool.
You.
And Bradley asks, how does the license look for commercial use? Is it safe for commercial use?
As far as I'm aware of, yes, it is. You can kind of look into that yourself, but I could be wrong, but I think you can use it for commercial use as well.
Okay, thank you.
All right, I'm going to grab this one. I want a serene, calm river with a mirror-like surface reflecting the city skyline, including tall buildings, bridges, and trees along the banks. The river is still and glassy, creating perfect reflections of the urban landscape under soft, gentle lighting. The scene exudes tranquility and harmony between nature and city life, with a peaceful atmosphere and clear, crisp reflections. So I'm going to copy that. And I chose this one over the other because the texture did not give me, or the waves did not give me the reflection I wanted. So I figured, okay, we'll do a glassy type of a concept. All right, so I want to make sure I'm on my top layer. I'm going to hit the Q key again. Let me get back into Photoshop here. Hit the Q key again to get the selection. Key to mastering Photoshop is mastering selections. If I missed a selected area here, I'll just go to my little lasso tool. It doesn't matter. Hit the Shift key and just select that little piece right there that I seem to have missed. And I might even go back here and kind of like do like that, add a little bit on there. All right. Now from here, I have my contextual taskbar. If it's not open in Photoshop, go to your window, and it's always the very last one on the bottom. Contextual taskbar is checked, so it's open. go to my Generative Fill, and then just drop the prompt right in there. And then click Generate, and let's sit back and relax. Let's see what it does.
While it's generating, do you find yourself experimenting more and more with your prompts or more and more with its output?
I'm more both.
Okay.
Both. And this did a good job
It
already.
did a pretty good job, yeah.
Did a very good job. So I'm surprised it did it on the first time. I had to do it a few times in practice earlier. Well, let's see what else it gave us. So I've got my property box attached to the bottom here. I always like to use that workflow. And let me kind of pull it in a little closer so I can see what's going on. We all can see what's going on. And let's check this one out. Ooh, that's nice. Let's check this one out. Okay, I don't like that one as much. That one, what do you guys think? That one, the second one, or the third one?
I think I like number 2, but I think that light space is looking, it's pre-filling in with the sky background when we haven't told it what it's
Ah,
reflecting.
yeah, this is it. Well, I'm not going to stress out about that because
Right.
I'm going to put a sky in there anyway. So it'll probably be blue. So I'm not going to worry so much. In fact, we will.
Right.
Well, I'm sorry. Let's do it now. Silly me. Okay, that's good. Let's get everything, and let's just get it done now. Right up here are all my elements. So let's see. We've got the background. All right, I'm thinking about grouping things together now. So let me kind of pull this on down. And yeah, so this will be the underworld here with the water, the top. So I'm gonna go up to here, grab all of these, Shift Select, Control G, and group them together. All right, we'll just call that one building, I guess. All right, and then down here is where the sky is going to go. So I'm going to select the original background, which is turned off, add a layer, and simply go hit the I key for the eyedropper, select that color of blue, and then Alt or Option backspace, fill with the background sky. I'm not. I want that sky to be a little bit darker, I think. So I would just come over to the curves tool, Control M, and just give me something a little, yeah, a little more like that. It doesn't take your eye away from that anyway. So that we'll start with that. We're gonna bring in something back here, but at least we got something, to get our imagination going again. Okay, we're not done, so let's go to work. Let's go get something else. Let's go hit Control Alt or Option O. And let's go grab something like this, okay? So I'm loving all this little interesting shapes in here. So what can I do with those shapes? To me, the photograph is just there. I'm going to pull this on over a little bit, grab it, and just drop it in. That way it makes a smart object automatically. This is on the bottom because that's where I was located. So I'm going to hit the Enter key to commit the changes. What did it do? Oh, did I go into the smart object? Yeah, I did. All right. Put that on up to the top. And we'll put it up here above everything. There we go. And we're gonna just hit the V key for the move tool. Okay, this needs to be above the building, silly me. In fact, inside the building, open it up. There we go. Okay. Now, why did it do that? There. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and drop the blend mode down to something that's reasonable, where I can see the combination of the texture. Yeah, that'll work right there. We'll go to hard light. I'm going to move this around, and I want to put this texture all along the edge here, because I'm not liking that hard concrete. So I'm going to just start here. And then I'm going to come up here to, let's see, maybe I can do this better. Maybe we'll do this. We'll do Control T, simplify everything, pull it down right about there. Let's see, Control or Command allow me to distort that a little bit. All right, so I can get the background looking much smaller. And I got a little bit of curvature going on up here, but I'll see if I want to honor that later on. Edit menu, transform, warp. Everybody should know warp. That's an old tool in Photoshop. If I go to warp and just grab, I can start bending things around like so. And I'm just playing. That's all I'm doing is just playing around. There's my edge there. Maybe I'll pull this on down, looking at the edge of the concrete and kind of making a decision how this is going to look. Because AI is not the king, I'm the king. All right, looking at now, I like the way this is sloping up because we're going to put some sand coming out of the building, which is going to, be around all the different buildings here. So I'm going to leave that there the way it is. There we go. So there we have it. This is using a blend mode of hard light. I'm kind of liking what hard light is doing. If I go to normal, see it's too bright. It doesn't honor the lighting in your scene. But when I go to overlay, that's not overlay, but hard light, that honors the lighting in your scene. So let's do this. Let's give this a mask. I want to give this a little bit of a different, well, maybe not. We'll use the same brush. Hit the B key. There's that same old brush there. X key to switch to foreground and background color, paying attention to that. We're going to start taking all this away, okay? Now remember that waterfall that's going to come out of here up here? We're going to keep that in mind. Start pulling that out and get rid of all this.
While you're doing that, I just dropped in a waterfall image that might work pretty cool in the chat.
In the chat, cool, thank you. You're the best.
I'm learning from you.
Let's see what I got going here. All right, so that's overlapping a little too much, but that's no big deal because we just come over here and just, there we go, like that. Yeah, that looks good. I'm gonna let that come on in. Yeah. Okay, pull this. I'm not gonna worry so much about this back here because the sand is probably gonna deal with that portion of it. So take a look at this. All right. I'm gonna try something else. I'm gonna turn this back to normal blend mode, okay? And see if this other technique works. Control S, save it right now in case something happens. The technique I'm thinking about doing is it's a smart object, so hit Control M for curve. And let's see if this does it. Yeah, that's all we need to do. Yeah, that's better. Just pull the curves down a little bit and make it look like it's in the shade. That looks great. That looks great. All right, let's go to your chat. Oh, I see that one. That's nice. Okay, I'm gonna download it. There it is. So that's what Anissa's given me. So we're gonna do two things. We're going to utilize this as well as maybe see what AI might give us as well. So, all right, let me go ahead and save this. Yeah. All right, I'm saving her image now. I'm gonna put that into our lessons folder. Into there, presentations, LA. web developers, and we're going to just drop it right there. Okay. Okay. All right, now let's go do a little bit more detail work. That's great. Let's go ahead and take this same layer. Let's not waste time. We're just gonna use the resources that we've got. Command J. I've just duplicated it. V key for the move tool. I'm going to disconnect this from the mask. So in fact, I'm going to make the whole mask white. So Control or Command Backspace fills the mask with white. Now Command T. Oh, I gotta unlink this. There we go. Command T. Hold down the Shift key and flip that guy like that. Okay. All right. So Control key. I'm just going to play around with this here. And the distortion that I'm getting is good because it makes it look different from what I have on the other side. Pull this on up and around. Oh, that's better. Right about there. Okay. While I'm working, we're going to go over here to what? Hard light. Okay. Okay, I've got to change this a little bit. I may mean flipping it up around, but maybe not. Maybe what I need to do is just go in here and edit menu, transform, warp it, and pull this on back out. There we go. Just do that. There we go. Oftentimes, a lot of our problems as artists is that we overcomplicate things. Just simplify it. That's pushing down, so kind of pull this back up like so. That's good enough. All right, so I'm going to go take this, go back to normal, and we're going to start, instead of painting away, I'm going to hit the Command I or Control I. All right, and we're going to paint it in. So we're going to paint with white on the mask, and we're going to just place the texture where we want it rather than spending time painting it away. So it's kind of pull it on in, pull it on back, bring that on up through here. There we go. Yeah, that's better. I'm digging that. And I can work faster. So I'm going to go ahead and put this into the crevices in here. So make it look like it's supposed to be inside the crevices in here, like so. It's coming up against the sides of the building. All right, so let me turn this mask off temporarily. So what's going on here is, let me go to overlay again. So my edge is over here. I just want to kind of move this on over again. So I'm going to go back to our warp tool. Okay. And if my edge is, oh, sorry, I'm in the wrong thing here. I'm in my mask. That's why it's not working. I want to be here. Go back. Sometimes I get overzealous, so I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so there we go. So then look where my edge is here. That's actually, this is going to be fine. I'll tell you why. Let's go take that back to normal. Because we're going to bring in some different texture underneath real quick. All right, so there we go. We got this here. Now, one more texture. Let's go back to this one here. We're going to go grab this back here. Let me undo everything real quick. Let's go grab this back here. All right, Control C and Control V there. This is going to go underneath, right? Underneath that. Hit the V key for the move tool. We're going to darken this down a little bit, but let me kind of just switch it around a little bit. So Control T. All right, I'm honoring the rules of perspective, using my artistic skill and eye. In other words, perspective is important. See, it looks like it's going to be along the perspective of our building. Okay, done. Next, from here, if you want to, it's okay. Now that we have it where we want it, go ahead and make it a smart object. Give it a curve because that's going to be in the shadow. Something like that. Bring down the highlights as well. Bring it a little more like that. That'll help for now. Okay. All right. So take this and let's go ahead and we'll give it a mask and just go ahead and paint away. Then we're going to bring in the waterfall concept.
And just so you know, we're hitting the 7:15 mark. So just wanted to let you know.
You
the
got
time.
it. You got it. Like I mentioned, that I knew I wasn't going to finish the whole thing, but it gives you an idea
Absolutely.
of how you can work. And then here is where, and I'm just going to do this, and then I'm going to move on to the next step. Here's where you can bring in your detail brush for your crevices, right? So if I add a new layer right above this, this is where you can go to black, hit a D key for your black, and you can start adding some of these little crevice details coming through. You can add a little darker areas all through here.
Do you find yourself working with one particular kind of brush, or do you have like a collection that you start off with to work from?
I'll work mostly with one particular brush at first, and then I'll create brushes as I need them.
Mm.
So for example, if I'm actually trying to isolate trees from a background or maybe integrate a tree into a back and I'm using a mask or something, I'll create the leaves that a leaf brush with a lot of scattering on it that reflects the nature of the leaves of the tree. So in the mask, I can make the mask look like it appears as perfectly matching to all the external leaves along the edges.
Exactly.
So
Gotcha.
I'll create it as I need it. Okay, so the waterfall concept, because we don't have a lot of time. I guess one last thing we can do is add a sky real quick, which I've got it right here. It's supposed to be here because I put it in here. Oh, there it is. Okay, let's do that real fast. Put it above the blue. Okay, cool.
If you need to take just a few more minutes, it's fine. We just want to make sure we have enough time for the raffle and for any
Raffle?
questions that anybody has for you.
Sure, so that background is not bad. I might go ahead and bring down the opacity and get it to blend a little better with the existing color back there. Next thing I'm gonna do, the buildings in the background, let's give it some atmospheric haze. So I'm gonna Control S to save it. That was the reason why we put the layer of that building on its own layer. So here's the building. It's supposed to be the building. Yeah. Go down. There's my building here. Underneath it, right here. See, the reason we brought that onto its own layer is I'm going to give it a little bit of an atmospheric haze. A quick little trick is double click on the right hand side of the layer. Let's go ahead and get your layer styles box. Select your overlay. It's using a blue that I used from a previous exercise. Hit the blue here, right? And you can select any shade of blue you want. I think I'll go with something like that. And you can adjust it, give it that little haze back there. If it's just starting to fade in the background to give you a sense of depth. Then we can create a smoke brush, which I've already created. In fact, to save time, I've got a bunch of smoke brushes right about here. And in front of that building, I can start painting with some, oh, that's a different brush. Okay, let me do this one. I want to do that one. Let's see what this one is. That's not the right brush either. So right click. Is that one? Yeah, I think it's that one. Here, we'll do it this way. Bigger icons, I can see them easier. I'm gonna grab this one here, see what that does. If it does, well, I'll give this a try anyway. So let's make the background color kind of that color blue there. Foreground color of white. Make a new layer in front of that, and let's kind of like see what it looks like. I'm in the wrong tool. I want to go to the brush. I was an eraser tool. Okay. So right click, go to here. Yeah. What's annoying is I know I created a, there it is. That's the smoke brush. Duh. There we go. Get the low level haze going in here.
Ace asked a really good question. He said, if you had done the building haze before you did the mirroring, would the haze have gotten mirrored as well?
Yes.
Hmm.
And I can still do that. I can go back, reselect this in here and tell AI to go back and redo it again. Yeah, you're right. Sometimes the order I do things in can defeat the purpose of what I'm doing right now. Now I'm gonna go do one last thing. Go to the building, go to the top layer, a new one on the top layer, and give it a slight atmospheric haze in here. Start to kind of integrate everything a little bit. But ACS, absolutely. I should have waited, but I can always get my brush and put it on in. That's going to go in the haze in the background anyway. All right, so let's bring your waterfall in real fast. Right about there. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give this a blend mode of lighten. Let's see what it does. Yeah, that looks good. V key for the move tool. I think I want to flip this around. Let's go to my edit menu, transform, flip horizontal. No, that's not gonna work. Let me go send it back. Send it back. All right. So we'll just use the skew command. So Command T, and I get to match my perspective, right? So the edge, I'm gonna use this top one here, right there. And I'm just gonna I'm gonna distort this until I get it to match the top. Bring this back on over like so. This could work. Match perspective here. Something like this. A little bit more and a little bit more to right about there. Okay, hit enter key on the keyboard. Now I'm going to have to, obviously there's more I've got to do. I'm going to go ahead and give this a mask. Hit the B key for the brush, go to the mask. I'll use that smoke brush. Get rid of all of this stuff up here. That's coming out of the building. Oops, hit the D key, get black. My brush changed, okay? All right, it's not quite right, but you know, I need more time, unfortunately. Because we are out of time, I think.
Yeah, we're almost there. It's looking cool.
Lisa says, give me my waterfall. Of course, I've got to go back in with the smoke brush, right? You know, and make sure I'm in the smoke brush, which is I am right there. And then this is going to create a smoky. Bring that there, everything's okay. So maybe we'll go hit the X key, go with that blue. There we go. Kind of get a little bit of that X key, get the white, kind of go around. It's going to create a little bit of something in here. But I'll probably go to AI. It'll probably give me a better result, but you get the point.
That's very cool. That is very cool. All right. Well, we appreciate you have done a fantastic job in giving us some creative sparks, letting us know how we can put this AI to good use, and not overtake our brains, but use it to supplant and use it as a tool. So, Stephen, what do you have coming up?
Well, I'll tell you
activities-wise?
what, I'll share with you the workshops that I've been doing,
Okay.
which are actually very successful. Let me go to my site and I will give you guys the link to it as well. I'll go to the
And if you want to
Photoshop.
just drop it in the chat for us too, and then we can
Yeah.
add it to our recordings.
So I'm going to give you the site for all the Photoshop. Now, coming up is the advanced Photoshop class. So this would be for people like Hannah or Kavanaugh. Not that they would, but just saying people who more on their level will go in the advanced class. Most people will start at the beginning or intermediate. So the intermediate class is it's called the Wacom tablet class. It's basically the first day of the class is how to set up your Wacom tablet, how to properly use it. Because this is going to be the key to you being an artist. And then all the way through the advanced class, you'll be using a Wacom tablet as well. This is where you're going to be learning about painting. You're going to be learning about your blend modes, your layer masking, your adjustment layers, and using techniques and special effects techniques in Photoshop to be more creative. The advanced class, which is starting actually next Thursday, um, is it's pretty amazing class. It's one that's going to be going into the LAB blend mode, learning my technique that I call um, the value-based workflow, where you improve your texture, detail, and your colors by first understanding how to produce a magnificent black and white image. That's part of that class as well. So that starts next Thursday. So if you guys sign up for any of these, I'll get the link right now and put it in the chat box. Use this discount code. And let me also put the link in the chat box for the Twitch people. Real quick. And you're going to use this discount code SDPUG 2026. And I'm going to put that in the chat box as well. So I just did it for Twitch. and I'm going to do it for you guys here. There it is.
Thank you.
Use that discount code. Now, I think we're going to give away a workshop today.
I do
So-
believe so. So I think we can bring Daniel up with his wheel of names. The magic wheel of names.
Does he need to share the? He needs to share the screen,
Yes.
right? I'm gonna stop sharing
Yeah.
my screen. All
There
right.
you go. Okay, Daniel, you're all set.
It says I can't share a screen until you
Oh,
enable.
hold on. There's one more thing I need to do. Sorry about that. Okay, you should be able to now.
Okay, and Stephen, when the
Thanks,
name
Connor.
comes, you're gonna call out the name and then
Yes.
get
And
the
then-
info from them, and that way you could give them all the info, so they're gonna go straight to you.
That's right. So just a quick note that on the link that I gave you on my website, you will also see a photography workshop section. Now, what I would like to do is I'm gonna give away today one of the 5-week Photoshop workshops. And for the photography workshop, which is either the Death Valley class, the Eastern Sierra workshop, and or the master class, which is in Joshua Tree National Park coming up in March, I'm going to give away 30% off on those workshops because they're a little bit more pricier. So we'll do one 5-week workshop and then one of the photography workshops. And the photography workshops include a Photoshop class and critique. They're classes. They're designed to teach you how to better your eye, your composition, see lighting better, and places that's going to inspire you to shoot. So they're not a photo tour. They're a class to improve yourself as your photographic skills and your techniques.
Okay.
Here we go. And I see. James.
James DeMonica. What? Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Okay,
Thank you.
that one is for the Photoshop workshop.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm gonna put my email address in the chat box. So send me all your contact information, cell phone and everything.
And Victoria.
All right, great. And she'll win the photography workshop.
Excellent.
All right, and I'm gonna do the same for the Twitch people to put my email address there as well. Does anybody have any questions? So, I've been invited to speak at the at PhotoCon Hawaii again this year. So I will be there doing a week-long workshop in photography in Photoshop and
Excellent.
possibly photography. Don will be there because he lives there. I don't know why people move. I don't know why people move to Hawaii because the weather in San Diego is way better. Just saying.
I beg to differ just a
No
little
way.
bit.
I've been to Hawaii. It's kind of like, this weather kind of sucks. It's like hot and humid. It's like San
Don't
Diego.
let him do you like that.
San
I've
Diego's
never
like-
been to Hawaii, but they gotta have better hurricanes.
Oh, gee.
Pardon me,
right.
typhoons.
All right. Well, I want to make sure that we give everybody their time. It is 7:30. Thank you again to Stephen Burns for a fantastic presentation. This is the February LA Web Professionals group. In March, we're going to see you again on March 17th
Yeah.
with John Williams, who is an Adobe creative expert and a creative director. So thank you again for everybody joining us. And we look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care.
Will I be able to
Thanks, Stephen.